Over the years, WAR, or wins above replacement, has been used to calculate a player's value to a team. A single WAR season of around 2 signifies an average player, and a WAR above 2 indicates an above average player. WAR below 1 or in the negatives usually means that you're a below average player, but sometimes WAR doesn't always tell the whole story. WAR can get skewed by defensive metrics like errors, range coverage, arm strength, and double playability. So let's take a look at some of the best negative career WAR players. Willie Mo Pena's MLB career was nothing short of a roller coaster. Signed as an amateur free agent in 1998 by the Mets and later the Yankees, Pena was eventually traded to the Reds in 2001. Just 1 year later, in 2002, he made his MLB debut at only 20 years old, and almost immediately, Reds fans were introduced to what would become as the Willie Mo experience. In just his second career game, Pena launched an absolute tank off of Cubs pitcher Steve Smith, not that Steve Smith. The first of many no-doubt home runs that would leave fans in awe, but with that power came plenty of frustration. Defense was never Pena's strong suit, and in 2004 alone, he committed 7 errors in the Cincinnati outfield. Things somehow got worse in 2005 when he posted a negative 20 defensive runs saved and a negative 2.3 defensive WAR season, largely due to his glove. And then there were the strikeouts. In 2005, Pena struck out 116 times in just 335 plate appearances, a good for a staggering 34% strikeout rate. That swing and miss approach haunted him throughout his MLB career, leading to negative offensive WAR 5 out of his 8 MLB seasons played. But when Willie Mo did strike out, he absolutely crushed baseballs. In 2004, he cranked 26 home runs for the Reds, a career high for him, followed by a 19 home run season in 2005. His raw power was undeniable, and it did keep teams interested. That power earned him a trade to the Red Sox in 2006 in exchange for Bronson Arroyo, a move that allowed Pena to thrive in a reduced role. Boston, he split time as a fourth outfielder in a DH, where his bat could shine without the defensive liability. In 99 games with the Red Sox, Pena hit an impressive .301, showing flashes of what could have been, but the momentum didn't last. He was then traded to the Nationals, and over the next few seasons, his MLB career would quiet down. By 2012, after a brief but exciting stint in Arizona, Willie Mo Pena was out of the league for good, finishing his career with a negative 1.2 career WAR. If you're a Brewers fan, chances are you remember Wenceslas Betancourt, or as many fans call him, Uni B, and his surprising legacy run in Milwaukee. But there's a stat that might completely change how you remember him. Uni B finished his career with a negative 2.3 WAR. That's just, as a Brewers fan, that just doesn't even sound right. Early in his career, Betancourt's calling card was his defense. With Seattle, he was once viewed as one of the best fielding shortstops in baseball. Great range, quick hands, a smooth glove, and a strong and accurate arm. In fact, he was voted one of the top fielders in the game in a 2006 online fan poll. But then came 2007 and everything unraveled. In that season, Betancourt committed 23 errors, many of them coming from errant throws, and by 2008, advanced defensive metrics were not on his side, ranking him in one of the worst defensive shortstops in all of baseball. A massive fall from grace. Oddly enough, while his defense collapsed, Betancourt developed a reputation as a clutch hitter. In 2007, he was among league leaders in batting average with runners in scoring position and game-winning RBIs. Former Mariner Mike Blowers, which is a legendary baseball name, even called him unreal in late-game situations. Then he was sent to Milwaukee in the Zach Greinke trade in 2010. The Royals sent Greinke and Betancourt to Milwaukee in exchange for Lorenzo Cain, Jeremy Jeffress, and Jake Odorizzi, a trade that ended up working pretty well for both teams. Betancourt did manage a postseason highlight, though. On October 9th of 2011, he hit his first career playoff home run in Game 1 of the NLCS against the Cardinals, helping the Brewers to a 9-6 win. Still, the numbers never really backed up his playing time. Despite having the lowest on-base percentage of any qualifying shortstop in baseball, Betancourt continued to start the majority of the games for Milwaukee, playing 152 games in 2011 and 137 games in 2013. After leaving for Kansas City in 2012, Betancourt returned to the Brewers on a one-year deal in 2013, and believe it or not, for a brief moment, he led all of MLB in home runs in the first few weeks of the season, and then reality set in. In 137 games, he slashed .212, .240, and .355, the worst batting average and on-base percentage of his career. with a slugging percentage far below his career normal. And just like that, his career was over. 2013 was the final season of Uni B's MLB career, a player remembered fondly by Brewers fans for his fun characteristic and energetic plays, but one whose legacy might look a little bit different when you dive into the numbers. Chris Gomez made his MLB debut as a 22-year-old rookie in 1993 with the Detroit Tigers, appearing in 46 games and spending most of his time at shortstop. A year later, in 1994, he looked like a player on the rise. In his first full season, Gomez was solid at the plate. He racked up 76 hits, drove in 53 runs, and slugged over 400. This was in a shortened season due to the MLB lockout. But despite that, Gomez finished 4th in Rookie of the Year voting. As the years went on, Gomez settled into exactly what he'd become for the rest of his career. Even though he finished his career as a .262 career hitter, the underlying numbers tell a different story. He barely walked, he didn't have much power, and he wasn't exactly effective against either right-handed or left-handed pitching. Defensively, Gomez wasn't bad by any means, but he was best known as a utility infielder. He played shortstop, second base, and third base, and while managers loved his versatility, the advanced metrics were mixed at best. Playing multiple positions doesn't actually boost WAR unless you're saving runs, and Gomez wasn't doing that consistently. Here's the part that really hurt his WAR. Gomez played nearly 1,500 career MLB games, and replacement-level players who get that much playing time tend to rack up negative WAR because the stat assumes a readily available minor leaguer could have provided similar or even better production. So while Chris Gomez carved out a long, respectable MLB career, WAR does not always tell the complete story. Mike Matheny began his career in Milwaukee, where he spent 5 seasons behind the plate. Offensively, it was a struggle. He was a below-average hitter, though he did have a solid arm on defense. Over those 5 years, Matheny appeared in more than 400 games, but managed just 271 hits and only 19 home runs. By the time his Milwaukee tenure ended, his overall production added up to a negative 1.5 WAR. At that point, he looked like a defensive-first catcher who might never fully break through. But everything changed in the 1999 offseason when Matheny signed with the St. Louis Cardinals. He barely made the roster out of spring training, but once he got his chance, he ran with it. In 2000, Matheny put together the best offensive season of his career, hitting .261. But it was his defense that truly set him apart. He posted a .990 fielding percentage and threw out an incredible 53% of base stealers, way above the league average of 32%. That performance earned him his first Gold Glove. Matheny's reputation as an elite defensive catcher only grew from there. He won back-to-back Gold Gloves in 2003 and 2004, anchoring a Cardinals team that reached the postseason 4 times in 5 years, including an NL pennant in 2004. Between August 1st, 2002 and August 4th of 2004, Matheny caught 252 consecutive games without committing a single error, setting a new major league record for catchers. In 2004, he went even further, fielding 1,565 straight chances without an error, another MLB record. During his time in St. Louis, Matheny caught 611 games, logged nearly 5,000 innings, and committed just 14 errors. His .996 fielding percentage still leads the Cardinals all-time with catchers with at least 2,000 innings caught. But with the rise of Yadier Molina in St. Louis, Matheny signed a 3-year deal with San Francisco in 2005, and surprisingly, that year turned into an offensive high point. Mike was feeling different in 2005 as he crushed 13 home runs, the most he's ever hit in a single season. He didn't slow down defensively either, posting a team record .999 fielding percentage and leading all NL catchers in double plays, assists, and runners caught stealing. That season earned him his 4th straight Gold Glove. But tragically, Matheny's career ended in 2007 after lingering with concussion issues. Finishing his career with a negative .5 WAR and 4 Gold Glove, it's one of the most impressive members on this list. Well, thank you guys for watching, and if you have any more suggestions for a part 2, please drop them down low, and we'll be back with another video soon enough. Peace.